Hello, 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 all. Hello. It's been a long weekend, long weekend. Busy, busy, busy. I am. So, you guys see the moniker, you guys see the thumbnail, right? Uh, MAGA loves criminals. This is a unique time to be a Republican. I need somebody from MAGA to explain to me something. I need you to explain it to me slowly because apparently I misunderstood the phrase law and order my entire life, apparently. And I thought law and order meant you obey the law. And if you break the law, there are consequences of it. That's why y'all have a hard time telling me that y'all really are truly American when you have people like this that you want to represent you. Don't commit the crime if you don't do the time. Back the blue, respect the police, respect authority, personal responsibility, lock them up and throw away the key. Remember all that? Because apparently there was some fine print that I missed. Apparently it actually means law and order for everybody MAGA doesn't like. Because when it's somebody MAGA does like, oh boy, now we need compassion. Now we need to be sympathetic. Now we need some context. Now everybody deserves a second chance. Now the prosecution is corrupt. The judge is corrupt. The Supreme Court is corrupt. The jury, the FBI is corrupt. The witnesses are lying. The evidence is planted. Oh, that's conspiracy. And apparently everybody in America is involved in a big, gigantic, fat conspiracy, except the person who got arrested. That's why I call this MAGA loves criminals. Now, before somebody runs into some comments screaming allegations aren't convictions, I know that. And throughout this rant, I'm going to tell you which is which. Because Donald Trump's conviction is a legal fact. It's a legal fact. Okay? Byron Donalds' old criminal cases are documented. Documented. But his record also deserves the full context of how our system handles youthful offenses. Ken Paxton's legal history is complicated, and it's a fact. And he was acquitted in his Texas Senate impeachment trial. And the domestic abuse allegations against Max Miller are serious allegations that he explicitly denies. I'm not putting those things in the same legal category. I'm putting MAGA's response to them under the same microscope because that's what we're talking about, the standard. Boy, that standard changes faster than the gas prices. MAGA's version of law and order, for decades, Republicans sold themselves as the undisputed law and order party. They campaign after campaign after campaign on being tough on crime, having policies that were tough on crime, absolutely backing law enforcement, and zero tolerance for people who stepped out of line. Okay, I can work with that. But then January 6th happened. And this is where I realized back to the blue apparently comes with terms and conditions. Donald Trump returned to office on January 20, 2025. And on his first day, he granted sweeping clemency for January 6 defendants. The White House proclamation commuted sentences for named defendants and granted pardons broadly across that whole spectrum. Roughly 1,500 defendants, received clemency, including people who were tried and convicted of serious crimes, including assaulting police officers. So wait a minute. Assaulting police officers? I thought we backed blue. I thought we were behind the police. Apparently we backed the blue unless the blue is standing between MAGA and something MAGA wants. Then apparently the blue is just another inconvenient barrier in the road. And that bothers me. I'm not arguing about executive pardon powers. Presidents have that. I'm talking about the profound political contradiction that we get from the MAGA party. You cannot spend years lecturing America that our cities are lawless because criminals aren't being punished severely enough and then cheer when your president wipes away consequences for people on your side. Pick a struggle. Either you're criminally accountable and it matters, or politically loyal and it matters. Because when political affiliation determines whether somebody is a thug or a patriot, we aren't talking about law and order no more. We're talking about our team versus your team. And that brings me to the biggest example of this of them all. Donald Trump, when he had 34 felonies. He got 34 felonies. He got 34. That's 34 felonies. I'm sorry. This ain't no scheme. He has 34. Okay? 34 of those buggers. This one shouldn't even be complicated. A New York jury convicted Donald Trump of 34 felonies, counts of falsifying business records. In 2025, he received an unconditional discharge, no jail, fine, or probation, and he appealed the conviction. 34. No allegations, not somebody tweeted something, not somebody's cousin said they heard something. 34 guilty verdicts from a sworn jury. And what happened? Did MAGA step up and say, we are the party of law and order, so we have to reconsider supporting a convicted felon? Hell no. They practically turned the mugshot into Nike swoosh. Suddenly being prosecuted wasn't evidence that something might be wrong with the politician. Being prosecuted became evidence that the politician was a hero. They loved Donald Trump. They sucked Donald Trump. The prosecutors were corrupt. The judge was corrupt. The trial was rigged. The whole thing was lawfare. And notice what happened here. They didn't abandon Trump. MAGA has not abandoned Trump. They abandoned their own standards, principles, and morals. Because that's the part I want people to understand. Donald Trump didn't have to change to fit the Republican Party's traditional morality. The Republican Party's morality changed to fit Donald Trump. That is the power. Imagine being able to make an entire political movement rewrite itself, its own definitive character, change it, because admitting you did something wrong would require them to admit they were wrong about you. So instead, 34 felonies became completely acceptable. Oh, those are just fake. That's just fake news. That's the best you hear from them. That's fake news. And then we arrive in Texas. Because apparently Texas looked at that and said, hold my beer. And now we have Ken Paxton running for Senate. Ken Paxton running for Senate. Do you believe it? Do you believe they have the nerve to vote this man in to be their representative for the state of Texas? Can you imagine this man being the representative for the state of Texas? Ken Paxton is practically the poster child of corruption. He's particularly fascinating because this man served as the top law enforcement in Texas, the Attorney General, the law and order guy. And Ken Paxton spent years facing state felony securities and fraud charges. That's important. That's an important distinction. Those were Texas state charges, not federal charges. Then in 2023, something extraordinary happened. Republican Party controlled Texas. House impeached him. Not Nancy Pelosi impeached him. Not AOC impeached him. Not Chuck Schumer impeached him. The Texas Republicans, your party, MAGA, your party impeached him. The House impeachment wasn't manufactured by National Democrats. Members of his own party drove the process after whistleblowers from his own conservative staff reported him to the FBI. The Republicans in Texas reported him to the FBI. This is who you have running for Senate, for Senate in Texas. One of the most corrupt people that has ever run for office. Now the Texas Senate ultimately acquitted Paxton, of course, and that needs to be said very clearly. His long-running securities case also did not end in a trial conviction. It was resolved in 2024 through an agreement where prosecutors dropped the charges after Paxton agreed to community service. Community service, do you believe that? Legal ethics education, and paying restitution. So I'm not going to stand here and call Ken Paxton a convicted felon. He's not a convicted felon, but he's one of the most corrupt politicians to ever run for office. See, but this is exactly why this rant is about the double standard instead of pretending every case is identical. Ask yourself something. If Ken Paxton were a Democrat with years of state felony charges hanging over his head, impeached by a chamber controlled by his own damn party, and accused of former conservative staffers of serious misconduct, would MAGA be standing there saying, now let's be fair, he deserves due process? Please. Fox News would have to have a permanent countdown clock in the corner of the screen waiting for him to get booted out of office. They'd have a banner every day, 24/7, 2,800 days down to the Ken Paxton was out of office. That's the hypocrisy that MAGA portrays. It's always hypocrisy. We can't take you guys seriously. When it's somebody else, accusations themselves become absolute proof of corruption. If it ain't part of your MAGA cult, it's always about everybody else being absolutely corrupt. When it's your guy, suddenly everybody discovers the sacred presumption of innocence. And then we get to Max Miller. Lord help Max Miller. Max Miller. Put Max Miller up. This clown he is unparalleled. This is unparalleled. This is unfolding in real time, though. Max Miller is unfolding in real time. Now we need to be clear here because we're talking about serious disturbing allegations. Seriously disturbing allegations. Representative Max Miller has firmly denied allegations of domestic abuse. That's a fact. But the allegations brought by his ex-wife, Emily Marino, are severe. Court filings, police reports, detailed claims of physical violence, abuse, throwing hot water on her, shoving her against the wall, holding a firearm to her, hurting the child that they got together. Former Trump White House press secretary Stephanie Grissom also previously alleged abusive conduct during their past relationship with Miller. The controversy has escalated significantly. Prominent Republicans, including Miller's former father-in-law, Senator Bernie Moreno, have publicly broken silence and stated that Miller is unfit to serve in Congress and should resign. Why wasn't you saying that when he first got elected? Why weren't you saying that when he got elected to Congress? Why weren't you saying that before? Moreno, if you know Moreno, he comes across as this tough guy. What happened to you defending your daughter against this animal? What happened? You ain't a tough guy when it comes to that. Why didn't you defend your child against this animal? The House Ethics Committee has formally opened an investigation into allegations regarding domestic violence and conduct against Max Miller. So in this case, we are seeing some Republicans step up and say enough is enough. And I give them credit for that. I do, because if my core argument is that everybody should be held to a consistent standard, then I have to acknowledge when individuals across the aisle actually apply that to themselves. But here is where the broader systematic question remains. Why does it take internal party conflicts reaching a boiling point before character suddenly matters to y'all? Because let a Democrat have one questionable Venmo payment or an ethics inquiry, MAGA will lose his mind. MAGA will try to have congressional hearings scheduled before lunch. Okay? We demand answers. We want y'all accountable. We want them Democrats to be held accountable. Look at that goofy they got on TV the other day. What's his name? Jim Jordan. Oh, Plattner in Maine, he got to resign. He has all of these allegations against him. and then come find out if you ask him about Max Miller, he don't know nothing. Oh, I ain't sure about the guy. I don't know. This is a family matter. It's a family matter. It's a family matter. Yet we got Miller leaned in on Trump's endorsement, invoking the MAGA banner, denied all charges, and vowed to stay in office. The way I look at it is this. One charge, I can say, okay, maybe they lying about you. One charge. They said you pushed your wife and that's all we heard. Maybe they lying about you. Maybe I give you benefit of the doubt. But there's 3, 4, 7, 8 charges against your ass. Yeah, Max Miller, something is wrong with you. Okay? I tend to believe the wife. You over there putting boot the ass for real on your ex-wife and the kids. I tend to believe that. It's alleged, but I tend to believe it. Okay? All I'm asking for is consistency from you, MAGA. If you demand immediate public condemnation and resignation from your political opponents based on an unproven claim, you don't get to demand infinite patience, nuance, and benefit of doubt strictly for your side of the aisle. Which brings me to Byron Donalds. If there was a clown, this is it. Because this story raises a completely different and frankly more important question. Byron Donalds is where this argument gets deeply revealing, right? Let me put your goofy ass on the screen. Let me put you on the screen, shall me? Okay, here you go, right here. I'm not going to misrepresent his record. In 1997, Byron Donalds was arrested for misdemeanor marijuana possession, a charge that was dismissed through a pretrial diversion program. In 2000, he faced a felony bad check charge. He was writing them kite checks. He pleaded no contest, served probation, paid restitution, and the record was later legally sealed and expunged. PolitiFact correctly noted that calling Donalds a convicted felon is inaccurate because Florida law did not consider him one following the expungement. Okay? And I'm glad Byron Donalds got another chance. I'm glad one stupid mistake at 21 years old did not ruin the rest of his life. That is how the American justice system should work. People screw up. Young people really screw up. People learn, mature, and deserve genuine opportunities to rebuild their lives. I get all of that too. Byron Donalds rebuilt his. He went on to serve in state government, got elected U.S. House of Representatives, and became one of the most prominent black voices in conservative politics. That is a redemption story. So now, give that same grace to everybody else. That is where the political disconnect lies with you MAGA people. You cannot benefit from a justice system that allows you to move beyond your past errors and then turn around and champion zero tolerance policies that lock up other young people and strip away their second chances. You got redemption, you got pretrial diversion, you got your record sealed and expunged, you got to climb the ladder in Congress. This is Byron Donalds. So do not reach the roof and then pull the ladder up behind you, goofy. Byron Donalds' background shouldn't be weaponized as an attack against him. It should be used as a living argument for criminal justice reform and second chances. The issue isn't that he got mercy. The issue is supporting a movement that sells harsh punishment for everybody else while demanding immunity for itself. So we come full circle with this garbage, right? Donald Trump gets 34 felonies, political persecution. January 6 defendants get convicted of assaulting police officers. Let's pardon them. Ken Paxton survives impeachment and settles state charges. Keep fighting, Ken. Run for Senator, Ken. Max Miller faces severe domestic abuse allegation. Severe. Not just light. Not just a fight. Not just a slap. He doing real damage when he pull his fist out. He's doing real damage. He denies him, invokes Trump, vows to stay put while ethics investigators move forward. Byron Donalds gets a second chance after youthful legal trouble. Now he's back in hot water. Now he's back in hot water for some other charges. But let somebody they don't like Let somebody you MAGA people don't like get arrested. Doug, what's his name? Plattner. Because that's the most recent example that I can think of. I haven't seen any other Democrats this cycle. I'm pretty sure there's got to be some, but not as many as you MAGA people do. Not as many as you MAGA people have. Okay? But MAGA discovers the criminal code like Moses just brought it down from Mount Sinai. And that is why I call this a MAGA loves criminal rant. Now, obviously, that title is provocative. I get that. MAGA doesn't literally love every criminal. That is the whole damn problem. They love redemption, forgiveness, pardons, context, due process, and second chances. But only for their side. When they like the person, everybody else gets locked up. Throw away the key. Maximum sentence. No excuses. Personal responsibility. I reject that double standard. If you believe in tough justice, apply it to your friends. Apply it to everybody. If you believe in redemption, offer it to your political opponents. If you believe in due process, demand it from everybody, not just your side, not just my side. And if you believe in law and order, the law has to apply even when you like the person who broke it. Otherwise, stop calling yourself the party of law and order. It's just a joke. At this point, we believe it's a joke. Because what you're really describing is law for them and order for you. And those are two completely different things. Okay? So stop it. The hypocrisy is crazy. That's my goofy rant. What's going on with you, Republican Party? What's going on with y'all? Listen to this. On the screen. What's that? Trump 2020. Yeah, 2028. Yeah, okay, goofy. Best president ever. Only you would think so. Only if you're slow. Okay? Only if you were slow would you think that. It's not gay unless you make I gotcha. Good morning, Hyena Queen. Good morning, Haystack 2024. Techniques. Good morning, y'all wild. Trump is horrible. It's a great Monday morning. It's a great Monday morning, and I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys showing up this morning. I appreciate it. Please hit the like and the share. If you like the rant, please hit the like and share and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later on this evening. I just wanted to get that off before I had to do a long road trip. But I will be back later. I will be back later. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys.